concept of pain. How is it that you find it that using the pain that we've been in our life, why is that? Why do you think that is so effective within, in a life study, maybe even a small life study group? Why is that so powerful when people use their experiences, the pain that they've been through, to connect to people that are unchurched? Because I think a lot of people that are unchurched have a particular view of Christians, and a view of God, and a view of Jesus, and a view of what it means to be in the church. So if you say you're a Christian, immediately the connection is, or the disconnect and connection is, that you can't understand me because you live this whole different life than I do. And so immediately in there, and it's all a mental thing. It's all a mind thing, because they say you can't relate to me because you've never been through anything I've been through. Because you looked a little cleaned up and it looks like you kind of had your act together. But for instance, one of the things I use in the life studies is one of the parts of the lesson is in the lesson 3, we talk about the essence of sin. And there's 3 things that Adam and Eve do. They cover up, they hide, and they blame. And I highlight that blame thing because they start playing the blame game. Adam doesn't take responsibility. Eve doesn't take responsibility. They just keep pointing the finger. And so what I highlight there is I highlight one of my friends who, 2 of my friends that were raised in the hood of San Francisco. And one of them was raised by a single mom, ended up being very successful. The other one had 2 parents and just got out of prison just a couple of years ago. And I said, we can blame and say, well, it's because of my dad wasn't there. And then, of course, I tell, my particular story where I've encountered some situations, in my own life. And that's where I'll maybe kind of expose some things with me, with my father, And, of course, they're shocked when they hear some of those stories. When they hear the fact that, there was physical abuse, things of that nature, when there was emotional and verbal abuse. And I sometimes get real explicit in the stories if I feel to. Like, I will open it up and I will say, this is exactly what happened. I'll give the details of what happened. And you'll see them look at me and just immediately the walls just come down. Sometimes they'll start crying. And the reason for that is because they go, oh, you're just like me. And that's one of the goals that you want to, and you can't be afraid. Now, in every scenario, I don't always tell the same story. But when I feel to, I have that story in me that'll come up. And I'm not afraid to use it. Even though, I remember one time I had told it, I kind of got teary-eyed myself. But in that moment, it breaks down the barriers, and then they're able to connect with you. Well,